All right, on this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts, we have a big fight going at Bellator 234. It is a featherweight clash on November 14th. Olga Rubin taking on Sinead Kavanagh, and I've got Sinead on the show today. How's it going so far there?
What up? Everything's great in Israel. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the experience is like out there. Was this like a place you'd always been sort of curious to travel to, and now you get to take in the sights and stuff like that? Like, I guess are you staying like a bit after the fight timeline to like check out some of the sites or anything like that?
Yeah, it was a place I thought I'd never be, to be honest. And I'm gonna stay a week after the fight and have a look. Go to Jerusalem and have a look around, see what they're about.
Yeah, that'll be a cool experience. Is there any like, express sites? I mean, obviously you mentioned Jerusalem, but are there like certain specific like sites or monuments, anything like that you'd like to see, or kind of just take advantage of the fact that you're out there?
Yeah, just taking advantage. Just gonna go around and see what's about and eat some food and drink some beer and be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm wondering what the preparations are like here because I'm noticing you're training out of SBG Ireland, and we've got a lot of big fights coming up and stuff like that. Like Artem Lobov getting ready for his big bare knuckle boxing rematch later on in the week. So how have things been over at SBG Ireland as you prepare for this fight here?
Yeah, great. I'm a boxer. A lot of years in boxing, so I've gone back to my roots. I've done sparred a lot of people, and taken this camp very serious, and try to stop Olga.
Yeah, and I was noticing that you had like a throwback picture a little while ago talking about like one of your first fights in MMA coming over from boxing, and you were doing something different, kind of talked about the sort of like challenging aspects of it, and it really opened your mind to who you really were. Has that been one of your favorite aspects of mixed martial arts? Just like it's provided you like, certain obstacles that you've been able to overcome, but it's kind of like, galvanized your spirit and your skill set as well?
Yeah, definitely. I love MMA. At the start, I was optimistic about it. I just like, oh, I'd give this a go. But it's amazing. It's not taking me to another level in the fight game, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on the present Bellator women's featherweight division? Because for a while it was always in a great place for sure, but just a lot of great talent all around. I think a lot of people see it as the best women's featherweight division in mixed martial arts. So do you share that perception, and also how do you feel to be, a part of those ranks?
100%. It's the best. It's got so many great girls in the division. That some strong girls, some they have different talents. Boxing, then there's wrestlers, then we have judo girls, and it's just mixed bag of talent. And then we have the likes of Chris Cyberg, Zingano coming over, and Julia Budd also. It's just so many strong women, and yeah, I can't wait to get in there and mix it with them all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm kind of wondering what your thoughts are on your opponent's skill set as you get into this fight here, because Olga Rubin obviously been in that position where she's contended for the featherweight championship, and she, very much is part of that, stacked 145-pound hierarchy and whatnot. So what are your thoughts on the skill set that Olga Rubin brings to the table?
I think she's mixed. She has a mixed. She's striking. She's wrestling. She's mixed at that game. But I do think that I have a better skill than her. I think I am better on the feet anyway, and I think that's what's going to win me this fight this time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying on that end, but I've noticed you've had this pinned tweet up for about just over 2 years now saying Julia Budd, you're up. And obviously, Olga Rubin coming off of fighting Julia Budd in her last outing. Is this like the best possible matchup you could have gotten at this point as far as like getting yourself towards that goal of challenging for the title?
Yeah, well, I was meant to fight Olga in February and in Dublin, and I had to pull out because I got injured. So this is the retake on that. So I could have that could have been me fighting Julia there this year. So yeah, hopefully get this win, and then I can see what's next. I also fought Leslie Smith in July and punched the head off her, and I didn't get the decision. I don't know why. It was majority, but yeah, I think Bellator should run that back as well.
I mean, that would be a great fight, and I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think that would really be an action fight that a lot of fans would very much enjoy. I mean, you could definitely sign me up for that one.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go in there and do the exact same thing I done towards the first time and dig the head off her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you mentioned having to pull out of the Ireland card, which I have to imagine would be disappointing. Is there like an express goal, like in the new year or just at some point in the future, to get a fight in Ireland to kind of like get that going on?
Yeah. Bellator back over in February, I think, in Dublin, and 100% I want to be on that card. Like, I didn't get the fight last time, and all the time before I had to pull out because I was injured, and then the card was too full in September for me to fight because I fought in July. So in February, yeah, I want to be on that card.
Yeah, and I mentioned goals for 2020 and stuff like that. Beyond getting a fight in Ireland, are there any other express goals you have mapped out for 2020?
Oh, Zingano, I'd love to fight her too, and and yeah, let's go for a title shot. Why not throw that in too?
Oh, I love that. And some great goals, and you just, again, articulates the great matchups available in Bellator's women's featherweight division. But I saw an Instagram post you had circa December 2018 where you were training with Becky Lynch there. What was that experience like? Is she still coming by SBG Ireland now and again?
Oh, that was great. That was great having her there, yeah. She was good fun, and I would love to have her back and do some training with her. She is just a superstar, isn't she? Now,
Is that something you would ever do in the future? Like maybe do like a run-in for some pro wrestling, something like that, or not so much of your interest?
I think I'd have to go to acting skills first, and then do some, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fun for sure. But you've been really great with your time, and I imagine you have a lot of other people that want to talk to you. So, try to be mindful of your time and everything. Is there anything you'd like to add as a parting thought as we're kind of wrapping up here, though?
Don't blink for this fight. This is going to be explosive. That is.
Definitely always bring that to the table. And Olga Rubin and Sinead Kavanagh, people can check that fight out on Bellator 234 going on November 14th. A great featherweight bout. And just, again, really appreciate all the time and insights. Best of luck with, your time over there and checking things out. And, yeah, I'll also be, checking out the fight.
That's great. Thank you.